Welcome to the course on rendering. I've created a short animation using the character from the earlier lesson. You can deconstruct my animation when you download and open up the project file, but I basically just made a cycling wave, and I actually added a little shadow in here with an adjustment layer, a darkened curves adjustment layer, which you can find down here. So let's learn how to render now that we've created our animation. I want this to cycle, so I've picked a spot where it's done with the animation, and once it starts playing again, it'll look like it's cycling. It'll go back to rotating the character back in. So I know this is the point in the time that I want it to cycle, so I can click and drag this work area bar down to where I want it, and then I can right click and say trim comp to work area. Now you can see that shortened my timeline, and now when I hit play and this loops, it will, well, we're getting two little surges of the high scaling up. So I can actually loop it from the beginning right here. So let's bring that back down. Say trim comp to work area. Now let's see that loop back. Now that we have the composition set, we can Command Shift slash or to get the render queue, or we can go to Composition, Add to Render Queue. The two main things we need to set are the file name and the output module settings. We'll click on lossless and we get this output module settings window. First, you want to select the type of format because that'll give you different format options here. I usually go with QuickTime, and for format options, then you can select your codec. And there's a bunch of codecs, especially if you're on a Mac, there's a couple extra ones. But basically, everything is converted to H.264 on the web. So that's a pretty safe one to go by. Now, if you want your animation to be an exact file size, you can start playing with the limit data rate. And typically, 12,000 is as high as you're going to need it to be to view on the web. Before anything above that, really you can't see anyways. So we can set those things, and that'll help control the file size. I'll hit OK. We can now resize it after the fact if we want to get this to be 720p, for example. And then you want to make sure that your audio is on if you have audio in your file. So that's pretty much it. You can click OK, and then you click Render. And we've got our animation done. And that's how you render in After Effects. Thanks for watching, and continue on to the bonus lessons to learn some specific effects for explainer videos. Thanks. Bye.